There's a certain kind of woman you meet in life. One who doesn't flirt loudly, doesn't chase, doesn't throw herself into your orbit like others do. She's not giggling around you. She's no texting late at night, and she's definitely not posting hints on social media, hoping you'll notice. In fact, if you didn't know any better, you'd think she wasn't interested at all. But here, that's the paradox. She's the one who feels the most. She's the one who thinks about you more than she wants to admit. She's Theon, whose heart races when ya walk into thumb, but whose pride won't let it chow on her face. Because when a woman likes you deeply, it's not casual, it's not fun and games, it's personal. It's raw, and it terrifies her. Shake a normal around you or even distant. She might avoid your eyes. She might keep things light and detached, but Tun's surface is a whirlwind of emotion as she's trying to control. Because deep down she knows you're different, and different means dangerous. Different means she could get hurt. Different means she lose control. And so instead of leaning in, she pulls back. But here's what most men miss. Even when she hides it, her feelings leave behind a trail. In her eyes, in her tone, in her body language, in her silence. And once you understand how to read that trail, you'll never again left wondering what's really going on. So, in this video, I'm going to show you the 7 hidden behaviors that women display when they secretly like you deeply, but don't want any ant. These aren't the obvious scenes you've heard 1,000 times. These are the subtle patterns, the hidden confessions, the emotional reflexes that betray watches too proud or too afraid to say out loud. If you've ever felt like a woman liked you but was pulling away at the time. If you've ever sensed a connection but couldn't figure out why suddenly became colder, quieter, or more formal, you're about to understand exactly why and what to do next. Let's dive in. Most men walk through life blind to what's right in front of them. They wait for the obvious signs. They wait for a woman to be direct, clear, and expressive. They wait for words. But there's the truth most men ever learn. The deeper her feelings go, the quieter she becomes. Because even when a woman truly likes you, not casually, not playfully, not the "I'll text him back in a few hours" kind of flicking, but the deep-sounding kind that itches her emotionally. She doesn't bem louder about it. She becomes more careful. Suddenly, she's overthinking every move. She's trying not to stare. She's trying not to let her voice shake. She's trying to pretend she's fine when she's standing inches away from the one. Mama's got her heart beating out off rhythm. And in her mind, that's 04 because real desire isn't just exciting, it's destabilizing. It threatens her emotional control. It reckons parts of her she's been trying to keep buried, and it makes her ask terrifying questions. What if he doesn't feel the same? What if I show too much too soon? What if I open myself and guard again? So what does she do? She hides it. She masks it with indifference. She builds walls with politeness. She turns down the volume of her body language while her heart pounds bend the silence. And this is where 99% of men go wrong. They assume she's not interested. They assume her distance means disconnection. They assume her coldness means move on. But for the women who have developed discipline, awareness, the calm stoic ability to observe subtle energy shifts to feel, or without needing her to speak to notice at signs, she'd even realize she's giving. Men, they see the truth and echoes of these, see what most can't. They become what most women never find. This video is for that man. The man who doesn't chase. The man who doesn't beg for attention. The man who watches their room in silence and reads everything loud and clear. Today I'm going to show you the hidden behaviors women display when they like you deeply but can't admit it. These aren't the tricks or cliches. These are the emotional fingerings of real male desire. The patterns that escape even the most emotionally guarded women. Because while her lips may stay silent, her body will speak, her energy will shift, and her eyes will tell the whole story. But you're wise enough to notice. Let's get into it. 1. Sheb comes emotionally guarded. Right when you expect openness, at first glance, Cha seems polite, maybe even cold. She makes mo talk, laughs at the right moments, and carries herself with confidence. But moment things get real, when you look her in the eyes, ask a question that cuts deeper, or say something's answer, her entire energy shifts. She pulls back, her posture tightens. Her tone becomes safer, more calculated, directs the conversation, or brushes it off with humor. Now, most men misinterpret this as a lack of interest, but the truth, she's emotionally guarding herself because she likes you too much, and she doesn't want to give it that part away. You've triggered something real in her and will scar her. She's not being cold. She's protecting Hurst from a feeling that's quickly growing beyond her control. And instead of expressing it, she retreats via mask-off distance. The more she senses your emotional intelligence. 4. She tests you not to play games. Booty, can you handle the fire behind her silence? Or will you misread her like every other man has before? 2. She tries to still hide her attention, but her subconscious keeps giving her away. She pretends not to look atool, talk to others while you're in Irby. She might not even say, "Hello in," you entered the room. But then you'll catch her glancing when she thinks you're not watching. You feel her presence around you more often than allows. She laughs at you or jokes. Even when she's not part of a conversation, she positions herself where she can hear you. Since you feel your energy without of her saying a word, tow you. Why? Because she's interested, but she doesn't want you or anyone else to know. So she does what so many emotionally intelligent women do when they're overwhelmed by her she starts managing her presence around you, hiding behind normal behavior. While her entire nervous system is begging for connection, she's paying attention to you, your words, your tone, your energy, all of it. Even when her eyes avoid yours, her focus is razor-sharp out. And here's the hidden truth. The woman who avoids you the most might be one loses thinking about you the most. 3. She overcorrects into formality just to keep herself composite. There's a moment when a woman realizes you've impacted her emotionally, not just physically, not just intellectually, but emotionally, ... And when that happens, something strange occurs. She doesn't flirt more. She becomes more formal, almost mechanical, polished, distant. It's her shield. She avoids casual touches. She stopped joking as much. She speaks carefully, not because she wants to push you away, but because she's trying to stay composed while her feelings are spiraling underneath the surface. This is the paradox. The deeper her attraction runs, the more proper she becomes, as if professional, distant suppress emotional intimacy. As if treating you like a stranger could quiet fire inside her. And yet the signal wastelake through the hesitation in her voice, the unnecessary boundaries, the constant self-correction, it's not ejection, it's restrained. And it means you're more powerful in her world than she's ready to admit. For sure mirrors, you not consciously viewed instinctive, one of the most primal sins of connection. When Simeon's emotional sense with you, they begin to unconsciously copy your body language, rhythm, tone, and gestures, even your breathing. And when a woman likes you deeply, but is trying to keep it hidden, mirroring becomes a silent leak of her suppressed emotions. She might sip the way you sit, cross her legs when you do, sip her drink after you sip your earth, match your emotional energy when you speak. This isn't flattery. It's not manipulation. It's chemistry that's too strong to contain. It's her emotional system attuning to yours, even when her words say nothing at all. And here's where the Stoic man pays. You don't look for what she's, you read how she moves around you, how she responds to your stillness, how she matches your calm without realizing. That kind of subconscious sensing is never fake. Raw attraction, bleeding throughout, the mask of normally. 5. She brings up other men but watches you closely when she does. When a woman likes you but is trying to gauge your interest or protect her pride, she may mention other men in passing. Maybe she says, "and on mistake. My friend said something funny about men are the worst." But there's the key. She isn't telling you about those men. She's watching you. She wants to know, are you listening? Are you affected? Do you seem disinterested or possessive? Do eyes shift? Do you stay calm? It's not a game, it's emotional conus. She's trying to read you without exposing herself, because if she's fallen for you, she's also afraid of falling alone. And so, cautiously, intentionally, and if you remain steady, unfazed, masculine, curious, but not reactive, you show her something powerful. You're kind of man who doesn't flinch. And that's exactly the kind of man she wants to open up to. 6. She tells you of stories, then retreats into safety. One moment she's telling you about her childhood, the next she's changing the subject. One minute she gets vulnerable, then immediately pulls back with a laugh or a joke. This ice emotional exposure in real time, she gives you a glimpse of her heart, but Asakin Sheffield's seen. She hides a tag in why? Because you've touched a nerve. You've reached a space inside of her that Mosman never reach. And as much as she wants to go deeper, just afraid of what you'll see, and whether you'll stay. So she gives you breadcrumbs of depth at tiny tests of safety. Silent invitations for connection masked as casual stories. But if you respond with presence, nourish, no pressure, no judgment. That's when she begins to trust you with the story. And once a woman trusts you emotionally, she starts giving you something even more valuable than her attention, her truth. Points even, she disappears emotionally. Not to reject you, but to contain her soul. The hardest one to accept and the most misunderstood. Sometimes when a woman truly likes you, she distances herself emotionally, physically, suddenly, no warning. No obvious reason, just a shift. You'll feel her fade from your world, and you'll assume she's lost interest, but the reality she's overwhelmed by the depth of her feelings and her first instinct is control. She needs space to think, to analyze, to protect her dignity. Tamisha's not falling for a man. We will might not fall back. The silence isn't dejection, it's the self-preservation. She's stepping away to keep her overtaking her judgment. And her Rethi paradox. If you chase, she runs. If you panic, she claws tighter. But if you stay calm, grounded in your masculine stillness, she feels safe. She remembers why she felt so drawn to you in the first place. And eventually she returns, not with wolves this time, but with curiosity. Because you've shown her thought emotional diff doesn't have to mean emotional case. So now that you've assigned these signs, you understand what most men ever will. That when a woman likes you deeply, it doesn't always look like what you expect. It's not always, flirty. It's not always obvious. It's not always loud, sometimes it's a subtle silence. A sudden distance, a careful glance, a quiet shift in energy that speaks louder than any words could. And the difference between the average man and the grounded, emotionally aware man is that the average man gets confused, impatient, or insecure. Haned's answers, he wants proof. He chases what's already trying to come toward Haman, and doing so pushes it away. But the high-value man, the Stoic man, he doesn't rush. He doesn't demand. He observes. Hessences he waits, because henoset traction isn't always shown. Semitoset's hidden because it's real. And if she's hiding how she feels, Abutu, that alone is a sign that you've vested something deeper than just surface-level interest. So, don't question your worth. Don't chase after clarity, fat time will reveal. Instead, remain calm. Remain grounded, and let her energy show Yohat. Her words won't, because eventualish won't be able to hide it. Now if video had something in you, if it gave you insight you've never heard before, if it helped you finally do it, a certain woman may be feeling, don't leave without doing one small thing. Tap that like button. Not for Thilgorithm, but to tell me. You're one of few men woke actually gets it. Hit subscribe if you're ready to leave behind surface-level dating advice and step into a deeper understanding of male psychology, attraction, and Stoic masculinity. Don't click that bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. Because here, on Stoic Paradox, we don't play games. We master the inner world. And if there's a woman in your life right now who's been sending mixed signals, confusing energy, or emotional puzzles, let me know in the comments. I read everything, I respond when I can, and I always keep it real. Remember, this real connection isn't it's subtle. It's emotional. Do it Stoic. And once you learn to read between the lines, you'll never gain mistake distance for disinterested. Until next time, stay calm, stay clear, stay grounded. This is Andu Vajist, Unlocked, a level Mossman never reach. I'll see you in the next one.